Hello and welcome to the Tiny Humanists podcast. My name is Laura and I'm coming to you from Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, where I live with my boyfriend, our dog, our cat, and our rabbit. You can find me online as Tiny Humanists on Instagram, Ravelry, Etsy, and YouTube. And there will be an Etsy shop update tomorrow, Friday the 29th at 1 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. I will be going through a little bit of what's going in there. It will be the Lord of the Rings update that has been postponed a ridiculous amount of time. Well, 3 weeks, but it feels like a ridiculous amount of time. But I'll be showing what's going into that update, and I am going to preface that by saying it is a very limited quantity. I can only do so much, and to be perfectly honest, it gets very tiresome dyeing the same colorways over and over again. So anyway, I'll get into that at the end of the episode. But yeah, it has been about 2.5 weeks since my last episode, and I have finished a couple of things. It's very exciting. First off, I'm wearing my Rocket Tee by Tanis Lavely out of fingering weight and a mohair that I dyed. The fingering weight is the cupcake colorway, and then the mohair is in my ghillie colorway. I put this on because A, it's kind of hot in my house right now, and I can't have the fan on, and B, I am trying to wear it to see if I like it. I don't think I do. Not to say anything about the pattern, it's just my style. It doesn't suit my style. I don't wear t-shirts generally ever, so I think having a knitted t-shirt I thought might help in the wearing of a t-shirt, but I don't think it does. I never reach for it. So this is my active effort. I might get rid of this afterwards. I don't know. I've got a kind of a small stack of actually right here, this pile of knits, and I've got a few more somewhere else. I'm just dropping patterns on the floor of knits that I just don't wear. So there's this one. I can't remember what it's called, and I know the designer's name, but I've never actually said it out loud. I'll put it here. It's a Swancho pattern that I modified. And I made this out of my own hand-dyed yarn as well, and it's just a style that I struggle to wear just because I have to put more effort into it, which is generally not what I'm after. But yeah, I've got this, and then I've got this top that I made last year as well, which is really pretty. It just doesn't fit me. And then I have this one, which is the same. Really pretty, doesn't fit me. Although this one I might try to give to somebody I know, just like a, maybe a girl, it's like maybe 10 years old or something like that, because this yarn, this is Stress Knits yarn, and I really quite love it. And it's knit out of, I think, Stay Sexy, Don't Get Murdered, and Palm Lines. And I really love it. It's so beautiful, but it just doesn't fit me at all. And I don't know if I want to put in the effort of frogging it and knitting it again. But we'll see. Anyway, that was unprompted. Sorry about that. That's just what I'm wearing and the potential future for it. So, I'm sorry if the light is going in and out. It's quite cloudy today, although quite humid. I'm really hoping it rains later. I keep getting promised thunder showers and nothing ever happens. It's really bumming me out. Sorry, I haven't talked to anyone for a really long time, as per usual, so apologies. I have finished 2 sweaters since my last episode, and I'm quite happy with myself. So the first one is the Single Malt Sweater by Maxim Sear that I knit out of Durum Natura Gilead in the maple colorway. And this is a Christmas gift for my boyfriend, Jason. And I finished it, wove all the ends in, blocked it, dried it outside, which took like 2 hours. That's like the only nice thing about summertime is just how quickly things dry when you block them. I put it away, and it was supposed to stay a secret, but I can't keep my own secrets. I can keep other people's secrets, but I cannot keep my own secrets. So I've already showed him, and I got him to try it on. Anyway, here she is. It's got fold lines in it already because it's already been in a box for a while. So I did this on the recommended needle size, so 5mm. And then I also, because of the texture pattern, so this is my boyfriend's 7th hand knitted sweater from me. And I know what size he needs. And I know what modifications he likes. I know he likes a long sweater. He likes being able to roll his cuffs up. And he's got really broad shoulders because he's not that tall, but he's really wide around the shoulders. So because of this texture pattern, I wasn't sure how that was going to make the fit. And I've made 2 Maxim Sear patterns before that fit my boyfriend great. But with this one, I did go up a size, and that seems to have been a good idea. Like it hasn't backfired and gone too big. It fits him really, really well. So I knit the 47-inch size, I believe. And I'm very excited to steal this. But I will be putting it away until Christmas time. But yeah, this yarn knits up beautifully. It's great yardage because it's the same spinning technique as like Brooklyn Tweed Shelter and the like. And it's just like a knit one, purl one, and then knit one row, alternating texture all across the entire sweater, which it is quite a lot of knitting, and it is quite a lot of going back and forth, but it makes for a really nice garment. And if you're worried about yardage, for this one, in the Durum Natura yarn, I used less than 5 skeins. So I think I weighed this and it was about 472 grams, which for a adult man sweater is pretty good going. And Durum Natura isn't, it can be a little bit expensive, but compared to, you know, like hand-dyed yarns, it's not too bad. And the yardage is really amazing for what you're actually getting from it. And yeah, I am super happy with it. I am super, super happy. I love the details. And yeah, it fits him great. He was pretty excited by it. And so now I'm going to just put it away. And that'll be that. Hopefully he forgets about it by the time Christmas rolls around, because I've got a box of a couple things I've already bought for him and some for other people as well that's just sitting in my office, so getting ahead of myself. Okay. My second finished object is my Marseille sweater by Petite Knit. I hope I'm saying that right. I realize I've never said that one. I've never actually said it out loud, and I hope I'm saying it right, but it's a pattern by Petite Knit, which I cast on another sweater by her as well, and I am sorry if you're not a particular fan, but for some reason the yarn that I have and the patterns that coordinate with it that in my mind work really well seems to just be I've got one of her patterns on my needles at any given time, which is kind of annoying to be perfectly honest, but I'm trying to get through my stash as quickly as I can, and I'm just using patterns that I know will work, and that's an explanation. I'm over-explaining today. Anyway, this is my Marseille sweater, and I'm super happy with how it's turned out. Very, very happy. So this is my own hand-dyed yarn in my Tweed DK base, and the main color is Dusty Plum, and then the contrast color is Pale Mushroom. It has got the double folded collar. I'll insert a video here of me wearing it, and I think it fits fantastically well. I have a little bit of a bump on the sleeve from when I blocked it out on my deck, but I'm just gonna steam that out with my iron a little bit later. I really like the length. I love the sleeves. It fits so well. I knit the smallest size, and I'm very much a pear shape. So my upper body is usually a small, and then my lower body is a large, extra large, and I think it fits really well all the way around. Like, it looks oversized and doesn't fit too snugly around the hips. So I was kind of considering knitting a bigger size in a different color, but I haven't decided yet. But I really like it. It fits really well, and I think this one does go up to the larger sizing. I know some of her patterns don't go up to I know her No Frills one doesn't go up to enough sizes, but this one I think would work really well because there's a lot of built-in ease. But yeah, and I think, so, okay, actually, I've got yarn dyed for another one. I've got 6 skeins, I think. Oh, also, yes, I used just under 5 skeins of my main color in this sweater, and then about 75 grams of the contrast. So I've got another colorway, and this is my Hot Lobble colorway that I want to knit another one in. And I have an undyed skein for the contrast, but I think I might dye that in Pale Mushroom as well, just because I think Pale Mushroom goes with everything. And the only difference I think I might make, I don't know if I might make a bigger size. I might just stick with the one I have already done. But the one difference I'm going to make is not including the short row shaping on the drop shoulder. I don't see the point of it, really. Like, when wearing it, I don't see the point, and it's just, I don't particularly see how that makes such a huge difference. And then I think what I might do as well, the original cast on is a provisional cast on. Or, no, what do? You cast on with a Judy's Magic cast on and then hold the stitches to the side while you're working it. I think I might just do a plain cast on and then pick up stitches. I find it's just, even with that seam there, I think it's a little bit neater. You're not going to have any holes. And when you're doing German short rows, that can be a bit of a faff. When you're doing short rows where you've already done short rows on a different side. I hope that makes sense. So I think I might just cast on regular and then pick up stitches later, because then it's just not going to be as much of a pain in the butt, in my opinion. I know a lot of people likes provisional cast on. But yeah, I just found that where I've done the German short row on both like the front and the back is just a little bit looser. I might just be making that up. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm really happy with this. But yeah, I wouldn't do the German short rows. Or the German short rows. Technically they are. The sleeve cap shaping, I don't see the point in that. But I do want to make another one. This one was very fun to knit because it's just very plain, but there's just enough interest with the stripes to keep you going, which I absolutely love. So yeah, 2 finished sweaters. And I have to admit as well, I frogged my pavement sweater because I was so close to the end of it. I just needed to do the short row shaping and the bottom, and I kept trying it on, and it would have been difficult to wear, I think. It was a little tight in the shoulders. It fit perfectly on the body. I liked the neckline a lot. It's just the shoulders and arms were just tight enough for it to have to be like moved around a bit and fiddled with, and that's just not what I'm about at all. So yeah, I just pulled the needles out of it and set it aside, and I have now cast on something new. It is a pattern I might go back to in future. I think I'll just cast on a bigger size and then cast on, yeah, bigger size and then cast on fewer stitches for the underarm or something. I'll figure it out when I get to it, but yeah, or do decreases after the underarm cast on. It's just I need a bigger size for my shoulders because my shoulder measurement compared to my bust measurement, my shoulders and my hips match, but my bust is just like, doesn't know what it's doing in there. And that's actually quite apparent when I'm doing, I've been doing a lot of sewing planning, cutting out patterns, trying to figure out my modifications and stuff, and my waist and my hips are the same size, but then my bust is like 4 sizes smaller when I'm cutting out patterns. I think 4, 3, maybe 3 sizes smaller. Anyway, I am rambling today, so I am going to show you, what should I show you first? So the last time I spoke to you guys, I was saying that I had 2 sock colorways for the shop that I had done samples in earlier this year, and I was going to show you this time, so I actually might show you those first, and I'll show you my new cast on later. So I have 2 colorways that I dyed, I think in February, and I knit the samples, and I only knit a full sample when I know the colorway is done and ready. I'm really happy with these still, which is nice because a lot of times I'll knit a sample and then too much time passes and then I'll like, well, I don't like that anymore, but these I still like. So the first one is a Halloween colorway or an October colorway, depends. And that's these right here. And this is, I think I called it Spooky. Who knows? But yeah, these I'm hoping to dye some of this up and for it to be in the shop in early September. So just preview there. And then this one is more of a winter colorway and is called Carols in the Snow. And this one will probably be in the shop either late October or early November is my plan. I like these a lot. And if anyone's ever wondering, I do a 56 stitch sock. I usually knit, so I do top down, I knit 15 rows of ribbing, 2x2 ribbing. And then I literally just knit till it's as long as my index finger. And then I put in my heel, wherever the end of that stripe is. That's how I measure. And then I do a heel flap and gusset with the garter tab or garter stitch detail, which makes it just so easy to pick up stitches. And then I do gusset decreases, and then I knit from the bottom of the heel to the start of the toe decreases. I knit 78 rows. 78 rows. And then I start doing toe decreases. And it's fabulous. So yeah, these will be later in the year. And then real quick, I want to do another sneak peek of a colorway that I dyed since last time. And this one I really, really love. So I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last episode, but my boyfriend and I had gone to Chapters. And I can't even remember what we were there for. I think just killing time before dinner. But there was a lady at the till that I went to who was wearing this striped shirt that was so beautiful. I loved the colors. It was 5 different color stripes. And when I was there, I asked her if I could take a picture of it. And she said that I probably wouldn't be able to find it anymore because it was an old shirt and all this. And I told her, no, that's not the reason. I'm not trying to find this shirt. But I love the colors so much that I want to recreate them in a sock. Anyways, so these are the colors. I'm pretty happy with this colorway, to be perfectly honest. This is called Jolene, which, as far as I can recall, was the name on her name tag. And I absolutely adore this colorway. The only reason I've stalled here at this point is because I really need to figure out what color I want to do for the heel. But I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But I really, really love this color. I'm very happy with it. And I would like to have this in the shop in early September as well. Anyways. So, the only active whip, really, because I'm still working on my Dark Cloud by Joji Locatelli. I haven't put any work into it, though, for quite a long time, to be perfectly honest. But I think it's going to come into rotation because the one I cast on right now is a little bit more, you know, fingering weight on 3mm needles, 1x1 rib kind of thing. So I need something on 5mm needles on garter stitch. It's great. But the one I cast on, and this is not going to really look like anything much yet, is I cast on the Friday Tee by Petite Knit. And this is going to be pretty much an exact replica of the Friday jumper. Friday sweater mini, baby, I can't remember. I did the 1 year size. It's the one I had the Holly Jolly kits for, which I do want to have in the shop again soon. I'm probably going to be working on that next week because I think they're so cute. Anyway, so I knit a sweater for my nephew Axton, and he's super, super cute in it. And so I'll put a picture up here of what the sweater looks like, and I'm using the exact same colors. So my main color is going to be pale mushroom, and then I'm going to be doing different color stripes for every stripe. And I literally only have this right now, which I know it doesn't look like anything, but it's still quite a lot of knitting, again, because the collar you cast on 2.5mm needles, and it's doubled. So I've done the collar, done one side, done the other, or knit them together, and I've just finished my short row shaping. So I've got my 2 color stripes here. That's the start of them. So I'm doing them in a slightly different order. I'm doing, compared to the sweater that I knit for my nephew, I'm doing it sort of reverse and starting with the pinks, I think. Yeah, because it's going to be the yellow and then pale pink, and then pink gets darker to red and then it goes into blues and such. But yeah, it's a 1x1 broken rib, which is going to take me absolutely forever because the baby sweater took me forever, or felt like it did. So yeah, I'm thinking this is probably going to be a long-term project, especially since there's 30 repeats of increases before you even get to the sleeve separation, and then by the time I get to the sleeve separation, there's going to be 420 stitches. Looking forward, looking forward. But yeah, it's so pretty, and I wanted it for myself for a long time. It's part of my Make 9, which, oh, speaking of which, my single malt is one of my Make 9s, so that brings my tally up to 3, even though I'm kind of cheating on that, out of the 18 patterns that I put up on my Make 9, but I'm working on that. Year's only half gone, it's fine. So this is gonna be my 4th, and I'm pretty happy with it already. I think it's so cute. I was second guessing myself with doing the folded collar, but then I realized I did the folded collar on the baby one as well, and I just wanted it to be the same, so I'll make it the same. So yeah, I cast that on, I think the day before yesterday, and then yesterday after I finished some work, I just did the collar and short row shaping so I could get that done and over with. And then the next things that I want to cast on, this is partially to keep myself accountable and partially because they're very exciting. They're both green as well, which I didn't realize. Oh, I don't have a picture of the pattern. Okay, so one of the next ones I want to cast on is the first sweater by Hive Knits, Lizzie. And I just want to use up this yarn as well. That's kind of half the reason. So I ordered this yarn from Knitting for Olive when they were doing their fundraising sale. Or event, I suppose. And it is, sorry, the Knitting for Olive Merino in slate green, and then the Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in slate green as well. And those are the 2 colors that I want to use to knit that, because I think that'll just look really, really nice. I hope. So I've just got all this in a bag. I'm probably going to do a gauge swatch here in a bit because I gauge swatch for all of my sweaters. Unless it's a yarn and needle size that I've used before. Like, I've knit a lot of DK baby sweaters, as you may have seen in the last little while. So I know pretty well what my gauge is for DK on a 4mm needle. Or I can fudge it a little bit. Or I know how to fudge it, I suppose. So I want to cast that on soon. I don't know if I'm maybe going to try to finish my Dark Cloud first. We'll see how it goes. I'm really feeling sort of, you know, relaxed about my knitting lately, which is a weird feeling because I used to be so, like, regimented one project at a time, but it's really gotten quite loosey-goosey, I guess. Because I had 5 sweaters on my needles at one time, and that didn't bother me at all. I don't know where that's coming from, but I suppose it's just I know they're going to get done eventually, or I'll get, you know, maybe realize that they're not for me anymore. Either way. But the one I really want to cast on quite a bit, and it's mostly just because of intricate cables, is the Caspian by Jared Flood. I actually have a picture of it here, even though it's got a tomato on it. You can see that there. Should actually hold it up with the whole pattern, otherwise you're just going to have see-through paper. So I've had this in my queue for so long. I actually had it cast on at one point with some recycled yarn I had gotten from unraveling a sweater that I got at the thrift store. But I started it for somebody else, and then I realized that this person did not deserve this type of sweater, and honestly, I haven't spoken to her for 5 years. I'll probably never see her again, and I couldn't care less. So I stopped knitting on it because I was going to keep making it for myself, but then I kind of had a thought like I didn't have enough yarn, and I wouldn't have. Absolutely not. So I unraveled that. I still have that recycled yarn because it's so pretty. It actually looks quite a lot like this yarn. It's a very light fingering weight in a very nice tweedy blue color. So I might use that eventually. But what I was thinking of using, and I'm still not 100% sold on this, is I ordered 7 skeins, I think 7 skeins of this, which is the Cascade 220 Heathers, and I believe this is the Shire Heather colorway. And I think that because I ordered this after Rebecca of the Creabea podcast knit, what was it? It was a Sari Nordland sweater, a cabled one. I want to say the Billy pullover, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, she had knit one in the color, and it looked so beautiful with cables that I thought maybe this would work for it. So I'm probably going to cast that on sooner than I should. And yeah, because it's knit in pieces, so you knit the front and back separately. And the front and back, you start with just, ribbing and stockinette. So I could get those done quickly. And then there are some intense cables. So this pattern has quite the amount of charts. And there are some cables where you, what was it? Anyway, I'm just gonna say there's like a ton of different cable motifs. But yeah, I just really want to knit something cabled again. My joy of cables from my my big chunky cabled sweater has dissolved at this point, so I need something new. But yeah, I'll make a gauge swatch as well in this, I think, and then I'll see from there. Another thing I kind of want to work on at the moment, and I might because it's very small, I was trying to find something entirely unrelated to craft at all, and I found this in a box in my room, probably from moving, and it's just this little kit of Halloween themed refrigerator magnets. And I might do a couple of these. You cross stitch them on like a plastic, and then you cut them out and you put a square of magnet on it. It's really simple and cute, and they're small, so I might do that just for like a little palette cleanser. Filled with words today. Okay. I think now I will move on to what is going to the shop update. So it is the Lord of the Rings collection that is going into the shop. Again, apologies. It's going to be very limited, and I do not want to dye them anymore right now. So if it sells out, it sells out, and I apologize, but I need to move on to new things. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my will. So I will have a few sets of the full collection. So that is all 6 colorways. And then I will also, okay, when I say limited, I mean limited. I only have 11 of the full sets because I only had 11 skeins of the Eves of the Golden Wood that didn't turn out to be, factory seconds. Oh, I also should say, like, the reason I was even able to finish this at all is that out of all of the ordering of brown dye that I did from the last time, 2 tiny bottles of brown turned out to be correct out of 25 bottles that I bought. So, and in the order that I got the 2, I got 3 other ones that were completely green. I have no idea how they're selling it as a brown, but it wasn't even close. Anyway. I'll also have 7 of the sets that I just excluded the Eves of the Golden Wood, and if you want a factory second of it, I have plenty of those. So you can just order it with this as well. And again, if it's sold out, there's no need to send me a message asking if it's sold. It is. There's not many. I'm not making more. So I have some of them, some more than others, as full or like individual sets. Words. I have some of them as individual sets, and then quite a few of the factory seconds sets. So they'll all be in their own listings. And yeah. I will also have a couple of different project bags. So I've got 3 different sock sacks. I'm hoping the glare isn't too bad on here, but that one. Not much to say about these. These are really good for socks, or if you want to do like a shawl would fit into here really well. And then I also have this one, which I think is heckin' cute. I kept one of these for myself a while ago. It holds many sock projects. I'll also be updating the Gilly colorway and Cupcake, because that's all I had time for. And it's hot. It has been so hot. So I haven't gotten it as, done as quickly as I would have liked to and have as much. But I was supposed to be taking July off anyway, so I have sort of squandered that opportunity. But I'm really hoping to work on some new things in August just to clear the cobwebs away, I think. Yeah. So I'll have the Jolene colorway in September, and then I'll also have the Halloween ones I've been planning, and then some of the ones that I showed you last time. And then I've got a new one, 2 new ones actually, that I haven't even started doing the sample for, but that's in the future and not really a problem right now. But yeah, I don't think there's much to say about life stuff either. I've just kind of been working on stuff here and there. Jason and I went canoeing last weekend, and that was really fun. It's been so hot here. I don't deal with heat well. I think a lot of us are like that. Introverted knitters. Not really hot weather people. But yeah, that was really nice. I brought a sock project and knit maybe 3 rounds on it. But yeah, besides that, my cat peed on a bunch of my yarn. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that. She decided to get mad at me and pee on some of my most expensive yarn. It's not the nicest thing she's ever done, but it's also not the worst. So that's pretty much all that's going on here. I'm just at home working, taking care of the dog and all of that stuff, which he's kind of lazing around waiting for me to take him for a walk. Probably won't be a long one today. He's tired, even though he doesn't like to admit it. But I think that's everything, and I hope to see you in my next episode. And I hope to have some more finished objects and socks. Lots of socks. I'm in a sock knitting mood right now, so I'll see you next time, and I hope you guys have a lovely week/weekend, and mwah, bye!